Catherine from Knit the Stars, and welcome to the second video in my Knitting Unravelled series. Today we'll be learning the knit stitch. There are lots of different stitches in knitting, but the knit stitch is the most common, and most of the other stitches are based on this one. We are going to be learning how to knit English style, which just means that we're going to hold the working yarn in our right hand. When you knit, you are going to use the working strand. The tail is only used to cast on, and we won't be working with it from here on. Hold the needle with the stitches on it in your left hand so that the working strand is facing towards you. Next, pick up the second needle in your right hand. Moving from left to right, slide the tip of your right needle through the first stitch on your left needle from front to back. Now, still balancing both of the needles in your left hand, pick up the working strand in your right. Many more advanced knitters will wrap the working yarn around their fingers to make sure their stitches are not too tight or too loose, but as a beginner, it may be easier to start by holding the yarn with your entire hand like a fist. With the working yarn between both needles and the right needle still inserted into your first stitch, wrap the yarn from left to right around your needle. Next, bring your left needle up and over the tip of your right needle so it is in back. When you do this, you're passing that first stitch you slid your right needle through over and off of it. The loop you created by wrapping the working yarn around the right needle should still be on it, and it has now created a new stitch. Finally, slide that first stitch off of the left needle. You're going to repeat these steps for every stitch across the row. Let's try another one. Slide your right needle from left to right through the first stitch on your left needle. Wrap the working yarn around your right needle from left to right, then bring the stitch on your left needle over the tip of your right needle and off. Lastly, slip that first stitch off of your left needle. You now have a second new stitch on your right needle and one less stitch on your left needle. Just like when you're casting on, make sure you're not pulling these knit stitches too tight. This will make them very hard to knit in the next row. Keep going with these steps all the way across the row until you have no more stitches on your left needle. If you need to, feel free to slow down this video so you can knit along with me at your own speed. Once you've finished knitting the row, swap the needles in each hand so that the working yarn is once again facing you. Your left needle is now your right needle, and your right needle is now your left needle. You can now begin knitting another new row from the first stitch on your left needle. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you'll follow along with the rest of my Knitting Unravelled series.